Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is Shamir again. Another week has passed us by quickly, or at least for me, it seemed to go by rather quick. And so here we are again. Another sunset and another opportunity to rejoice in the day that the Lord has made. Here we are again back with Psalm 119, but we're going back a bit to verse 22. And we're going to compare it with Matthew 2:23. Just taking a little bunny trail. There's just so much to say and to discuss. Who knows, it might take us a year and a half to get through the entire psalm, just with stopping and just taking a closer look at some things. I don't know how many people actually listen to these recordings, but a few people that do, or at least one respondent said that one thing that she enjoys is me expounding on things and bringing them forward. So that's what I'm going to do here, or try to do more of. So, alright, so let's get started. So here we are at Psalm 119, verse 22 again. Gal me alai cherpa vavuz, take away from me scorn and contempt. Ki edotecha natsarti. Edotecha, your precepts, natsarti, I have kept. Now, what we want to pay attention to is natsarti. This is a word that's going to pop up in Matthew. So, as always with Hebrew words are context-oriented. So, in this context, natsarti, which comes from the verb natsar, to comply with, keep the Torah and commandments. That is what the psalmist is referring to when he says edotecha natsarti. He's referring to the commandments. But this word can have other meanings, just depending on usage. So now here we have the English portion of Matthew 2:23. And he went, Yeshua, or Jesus went and lived in a city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled, that he would be called a Nazarene. And even here we can see that the two words are related, but it doesn't really tell us much. And this is one of the problems with English. Once you translate Hebrew words, you kind of lose the play, and you don't really see the underlying things that are taking place. So that's what we're looking for now. So here we are again with Matthew 2:23, but this time it's coming from the Hebrew New Testament. Hu ba, he came, ve'yashav ba'ir, and he dwelt in the city, hanichret Natzrat. And the name of the city is Natzrat, or what we say Nazareth in English. Lema'an, on account of Yitkayem ha'ne'emar, the saying, or what is being said about him, al-pi ha'nevi'im, according to the prophets, ki notzuri yikarelo, he will be called a notzuri. But again, we see in the English, it says a Nazarene. So then we can see, if we're looking at this in Hebrew, the two forms have the same shorish, nun, sadi, resh, natzrat, with a tab on the end, and then notzri. But the shorish, or root of the word, is the same. Now for the disclaimer. In Hebrew, whenever I'm teaching my students and I teach them a rule, I always let them know that more than likely I'm going to break that rule, and it's usually shortly after I tell them something. So here again we have ambiguities regarding the name Natzrat. The name Nazareth does not actually appear in the Tanakh or Josephus' writings. Josephus was a quote-unquote Jewish historian, but some of the things that he says, may or may not be true, or the Talmud. So there is some controversy regarding the origin of the name. So some suggest that it was built from netzer, shoot or branch, or nutzra, protectress or guard, or Netzeret, sentinel, or Netzoret, watchtower. So you have many options, and of course I will give you my opinion about what I think as well, and then you can just draw your own conclusion after that. And now, not to be confusing, but we're just jumping to Isaiah 11:1 because we want to also look at the word netzer, which we did see that previously in our ambiguity section. And the translation of that is a shoot or branch. So, Yatsa choter migeza yishai v'netzer mi shoroshav yifrei. So there shall come forth a shoot from the stump of Jesse, and the branch, netzer, from his roots, shoroshav, shall bear fruit. And now we can see that netzer has the same shorsh as, or the same root as Natzrat and Notzri and Natsar. Okay, so we're going to do a little recap, because I'm sure that if you're watching this, your head is probably spinning now. And so that's like the normal way of life in Hebrew. Your head just spins all the time, because it's all of Hebrew is like this. The constant word plays, and even between words or between sentences, between words and sentences, you also have some word plays. It's just the way the language is. So anyway, it's a happy sort of head spinning though, because you're learning and seeing things that you normally would not see in English. And so it should be drawing you closer to the Lord. It should draw you closer to His Word, and knowing His Word is knowing Him. So, okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so here's our recap. Where did Yeshua live? In Natzrat, or Nazareth. And what was he called? A Notzri. And what did he spring from? Because Nazareth means to spring from. So he is a root, Netzer, the shoot that springs from Natzrat. And then he also is a Natsar, because he guards and keeps the commandments of the Father, as the psalmist said, Edotecha Natsarti. And also Yeshua not only did this, but taught his disciples to do it, and expects the same from us. So we can see the word play between all of these words. And then even looking at the word Notzuri, you can see that we can take it as, okay, so he lived in Natzrat, so this is why he's called a Notzuri. Or he's called a Notzuri also because he's a Natsar, because he's guarding the words of the Father. And he is also, again, the branch, the Netzer, that's springing out of Natzrat. So yeah, that's pretty much a tongue twister there, huh? Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good, and you can see what Hebrew is about. Like I said before, this is Hebrew, but it's kind of cool because a lot of times you see mysteries within in the words, or even for example, if you look at I always use this story, Esav or Esau and Yaakov or Jacob, and the birth story, and you can see everything that's, or some of the major life events that take place in their lives simply through the birth story because of the words that are used. So, yes. So that's it for this portion. So that's it, guys. You can go your way rejoicing into Shabbat, and I pray that the peace and rest of Yahweh or Yahovah rests on you and your households, and He gives you peace, especially in these troubled times that we're living in. And we just have to continue to pray for righteousness to prevail. Don't give up, guys. We just got to keep pressing in and praying and trusting the Lord. Amen. Amen. Yitraot. Shabbat Shalom. Bye-bye.